1 Hour a Day, A Story of Change by Denzel Washington. Let me ask you something. What if I told you that just 1 hour a day, 60 minutes, could completely change the direction of your life? Most people wouldn't believe it because they've been sold a lie. They've been told that transformation requires miracles, luck, connections, or sleepless 20-hour days. But that's not how real change happens. Real change starts quietly. It starts with 1 hour. And this is a story about that hour. It could be your story. The ordinary man. He wasn't lazy. That's important to understand. He showed up every day. He paid his bills. He handled responsibilities. And yet, something was missing. He wasn't stupid either. He knew he was capable of more. He could feel it deep down like an unfinished sentence, like a life paused mid-chapter. And no, he wasn't broken. Life hadn't destroyed him. It had just distracted him. He was ordinary. Just like millions of people walking this earth right now. Every morning started the same way. The alarm went off, and before his feet touched the floor, his hand reached for the phone. Not to check on his dreams. Not to check on his purpose, but to check on everyone else. Messages. Notifications. News headlines filled with noise and urgency. Social media filled with people smiling, winning, living lives that looked better than his. Before his day even began, his mind was already crowded. He told himself, just 5 minutes. But 5 turned into 15. 15 turned into rushed mornings. He moved fast, but without direction. The day swallowed him whole. Work demanded his attention. Deadlines pulled him forward. Responsibilities piled up one after another. He stayed busy, constantly busy. But being busy isn't the same as moving forward. By evening, he was drained. Not from growth. From reaction. He gave his best energy to everything except himself. And at night, when the world finally slowed down, reality caught up with him. He sat there, sometimes in silence, sometimes with the TV playing in the background, thinking thoughts he never said out loud. I should be further by now. I know I'm meant for more. Something has to change. And like clockwork, he made himself a promise. Tomorrow, I'll do better. Tomorrow, I'll wake up earlier. Tomorrow, I'll start. Tomorrow became his favorite word. Because tomorrow felt safe. Tomorrow didn't require effort. Tomorrow didn't demand discipline. But tomorrow never came. Days turned into weeks. Weeks into months. Months into years. Nothing collapsed. Nothing exploded. But nothing changed. Then one day, no dramatic moment, no lightning strike, no motivational speech, something quietly hit him. It wasn't anger. It wasn't fear. It was clarity. He realized the truth. The problem was never time. He had the same 24 hours as everyone else who built something meaningful. The same 24 hours as leaders, creators, builders, and champions. The problem was intention. He wasn't directing his time. He was surrendering it. His hours were being spent, but never invested. And that realization changed everything. Because when you understand that your life isn't failing, it's just unfocused. You stop blaming the clock, and you start questioning how you use it. That's where this story really begins. Not with motivation. Not with hype. But with awareness. Chapter 2. The 1 Hour Decision. The realization didn't come with applause. No dramatic music. No sudden rush of motivation. Just a quiet moment of honesty. He sat there and asked himself a question most people avoid. If nothing changes, where will I be in 5 years? The answer scared him. Same routines, same excuses, same conversations about potential instead of progress. That's when he understood something critical. He didn't need a perfect plan. He didn't need more time. He didn't need permission. He needed a decision. Not a big one. Not a life overhaul kind of decision. A small one. He decided to reclaim 1 hour a day. Just one. Not for his boss, not for distractions disguised as rest. Not for the world. 1 hour for himself. An hour to think instead of react. An hour to build instead of scroll. An hour to invest instead of escape. At first, it felt almost too simple. How could 1 hour change anything? But then it hit him. Everything meaningful is built in small, consistent blocks. Muscle, skill, confidence, character. No one becomes great overnight. They become great one disciplined decision at a time. So he made a deal with himself. No pressure to be perfect, no pressure to be fast. Just a promise to show up. 1 hour every day. Some days he would read, some days he would plan, some days he would reflect, some days he would work on something no one else could see yet. But every day he would honor the hour. That's when the shift began. Not in his schedule, in his identity. He stopped seeing himself as someone who meant to change and started seeing himself as someone who keeps promises. And that right there is where momentum is born. Chapter 3. Taking Back the First Hour. He realized that the first hour of his day was the most powerful hour he had. Not the hour before work, not the hour after coffee. The very first hour, the moment he opened his eyes, was a blank canvas. And most people give it away. They reach for their phones, check emails, scroll social media, react to everyone else's priorities before even thinking about their own. But he didn't want that anymore. He understood that how you start the day sets the tone for everything else. Denzel Washington once said, "How you start your day is how you live your life." He decided to rise earlier, not for a trend, not for a motivational quote, but for transformation. That first hour became sacred. He filled it intentionally. Drinking water to wake up his body. Sitting in silence to wake up his mind. Writing down 3 things he was grateful for. Planning his day with purpose. Visualizing his goals. Moving his body, stretching, walking, feeling energy flow. Every minute mattered. Every action was deliberate. At first, it felt uncomfortable. His body wanted comfort. His mind wanted distraction. But he pushed through. Because he knew this. If you win the first hour, you win the day. If you win enough days, you win your life. The world would try to steal it. Notifications, favors, small tasks disguised as urgent. But he built a boundary. This hour was for him, not negotiable. And slowly the transformation began. It wasn't immediate, but subtle shifts appeared. Clarity, focus, energy, confidence. By the time the rest of the world woke up, he was already ahead. Mentally, emotionally, spiritually. Prepared not just to survive, but to win. This was the hour that turned ordinary mornings into extraordinary beginnings. And he never looked back. Chapter 4. Guarding the Hour. Taking the hour was easy. Protecting it, that was the real challenge. Because the world doesn't respect your schedule. It doesn't care about your growth. People will ask for favors. Notifications will ping. Emails will demand your attention. A friend will call. A task will seem urgent. And suddenly, your sacred hour is gone. Traded away without a second thought. He realized that if he didn't set boundaries, no one else would. So he made a rule. One simple, powerful rule. If it doesn't grow me, it doesn't get my hour. No exceptions, no negotiation, no guilt. It was tough at first. People didn't understand. Some questioned him. Some mocked him. But he stayed consistent, calmly, without anger. He built a fence around that hour, like a builder guards his tools, like a farmer protects his soil. And slowly, the hour became untouchable. With that hour protected, he started seeing results. Clarity increased. Focus deepened. Energy surged. He was no longer giving away his best self to distractions. He was giving it to the one person who mattered most, himself. And here's the truth. Time is like gold. You can earn more money, you can make more deals, you can try again tomorrow. But once an hour is gone, it's gone. Forever. That's why he guarded it fiercely, because he knew the small disciplines multiply, and the foundation of his life was built on that one guarded hour. By protecting it daily, he wasn't just saving time, he was claiming his future. Chapter 5. Direction before action. Being busy is easy. Being productive is not. He saw people all around him moving fast, checking tasks off lists, running from meeting to meeting, email to email, but getting nowhere. He understood that action without direction was like running on a treadmill. Sweat and effort, but no progress. So he paused, before the hour began, before opening a book, before taking a single step. He asked himself one powerful question. Where am I going? And he didn't just ask it once, he asked it every day. Because without direction, speed is meaningless. Without clarity, effort is wasted. Direction became his compass. Action became his engine. The first 3 minutes of his hour were sacred. He wrote down his goals. He asked himself, what skill am I improving today? What action will move me closer to my dream? Why does this matter to me? Clarity on paper became focus in action. Focus in action became results. He remembered Denzel Washington's words, reasons come first, answers come second. When he knew the reason, the next steps were obvious. Some days he failed, some days he rushed, but he always returned to direction. Slowly, he noticed a change. His movement had purpose. His effort produced results. He was no longer spinning his wheels. And this is the key lesson. You can do a lot and achieve nothing. But when you align your action with direction, every effort compounds. Every step takes you closer to your life. This is what separates the ordinary from the extraordinary, the talkers from the doers, the dreamers from the builders. And from that day on, he promised himself, before action, find direction. Before doing, decide. Before moving, aim. That's how momentum is born, and that's how results start to compound. Chapter 6. The Learning Hour. While others were scrolling, binge-watching, or waiting for inspiration to hit, he chose to feed his mind. He understood a truth that few do. Knowledge is power. Not just any knowledge. Focused, deliberate, applied knowledge. Books became his mentors. Biographies of great leaders taught him resilience. Courses and podcasts gave him insight he couldn't get from day-to-day life. He learned not to chase entertainment, but enlightenment. Denzel Washington once said, formal education will make you a living. Self-education will make you a fortune. He realized that the most successful people didn't spend more time than everyone else. They spent their time differently. They invested it. 1 hour a day focused on learning became his edge. Every page, every lesson, every idea was a building block. Day by day, he stacked knowledge upon knowledge. And it wasn't just mental growth. Confidence grew, clarity grew, decision-making became sharper. By the end of the year, that 1 hour a day had turned into 365 hours. 9 weeks of focused self-education, and the results were undeniable. He was no longer ordinary. His language improved. His problem-solving improved. His ability to create and innovate improved. And here's the most important part. No one could take it away. Skills, knowledge, wisdom, these were his alone. So he prepared every night. Books on the desk, podcasts queued, courses ready. When the hour started, he went deep, focused, relentless, intentional. This 1 hour, just one, began to separate him from the crowd. While others drifted, he developed. While others procrastinated, he progressed. And slowly, imperceptibly at first, he started to become the person he imagined himself to be. This was the learning hour, the hour that builds fortunes, the hour that turns ordinary men into extraordinary ones. Chapter 7. Practice over perfection. He didn't wait for the perfect moment. He didn't wait for the right mood. Perfection was the enemy of progress, so he chose repetition. He understood that mastery isn't built in a single flawless act. It's built in the small, imperfect actions repeated day after day. Some days he stumbled. Some days he failed. Some days he felt like giving up. But each time he returned with purpose. He practiced what he learned, applied what he read, tried, failed, adjusted, tried again. And slowly, consistency built competence. Competence built confidence. Confidence built momentum. He started noticing the changes in himself. His decisions became clearer, his focus sharper, his energy more aligned with his goals. The world may have doubted him. The obstacles may have slowed him. The distractions may have tried to pull him away. But he kept showing up. And showing up, imperfect as it may have been, became his superpower. And here's the secret. The person who shows up every day, even when it's messy, always wins in the long run. Because consistent practice is what turns knowledge into skill, skill into confidence, confidence into results. So he embraced imperfection. He celebrated effort. He measured progress, not perfection. And in that commitment, he discovered the real power of the hour. It wasn't just about learning, it was about becoming. Chapter 8. Reflect, refine, repeat. He learned quickly that action alone wasn't enough. Doing, without reflection, was like planting seeds in the dark. So at the end of each hour, he paused. He asked himself, what did I learn? What worked? What could I improve tomorrow? What was a waste of time? This pause was short but powerful. 5 minutes of honest evaluation. Reflection gave him clarity. Clarity turned into focus. Focus turned into better results. He didn't overhaul his life overnight. He made small, intelligent adjustments. Tweak here, adjust there, refine, improve, repeat. Like an airplane correcting its course mid-flight, he kept adjusting. And slowly, imperceptibly at first, his life began to shift. Small disciplines don't stay small. They multiply. Every correction built momentum. Every improvement compounded. Every reflection made the next hour more powerful than the last. And here's the key lesson he learned. Growth isn't in doing more. Growth is in doing better. Reflection gave him insight. Refinement gave him action. Repetition gave him mastery. By repeating this process day after day, week after week, month after month, he transformed from ordinary to exceptional. The habit of reflecting, refining, and repeating became his secret weapon. It wasn't flashy, it wasn't dramatic, but it was unstoppable. And with each cycle, he noticed something profound. He was no longer just chasing goals. He was building a life that matched his vision. Chapter 9. The Health Hour. He realized something many people forget. Your body isn't just a vehicle. It's the engine of your life. No matter how sharp your mind is, how strong your skills are, or how clear your vision is, if your body is weak, tired, or neglected, it all slows down. So he made a decision. 1 hour a day for his body. Not to become a bodybuilder, not to run marathons, not to impress anyone, but to fuel the engine that drives his life. He moved, he stretched, he breathed, he exercised, he walked. He felt his heart pump, his muscles wake, his mind clear. Energy rose, focus sharpened, confidence surged. He ate wisely, he rested enough. He honored his health like the most important project he would ever manage. Denzel Washington said it best, take care of your body. It's the only place you have to live. Neglect is quiet at first. A missed workout here, a skipped meal there, hours of sitting too long. But slowly, the cost appears. Fatigue, missed opportunities, health warnings. Discipline weighs ounces, regret weighs tons. By dedicating 1 hour a day, he stayed ahead of the curve. His body supported his mind. His mind supported his goals. His goals started turning into results. And here's the profound truth. Energy is the fuel for achievement. Want more focus? Move. Want more drive? Sweat. Want more peace? Breathe deeply. That 1 hour built a foundation stronger than any skill, wealth, or connection, because without health, none of the rest matters. Slowly, he began to feel unstoppable, not because of money or fame, but because he respected the engine that carried him through life. And that hour, every single day, became sacred, non-negotiable. The hour that kept him in peak condition to achieve everything else he desired. Chapter 10. The Quiet Fortune Hour. The world was busy. The day was long. And yet, he discovered a quiet hour that most people ignored. The hour after work. The hour when everyone else shut down. The hour when excuses start to creep in. Most people spend it scrolling, watching TV, checking social media, reacting instead of creating. But he chose differently. That quiet hour became his laboratory, a space where he could build skills, plan projects, and create opportunities. He didn't need a big office, he didn't need a team, he didn't need permission. All he needed was focus and intention. 1 hour. He learned new skills. He wrote, planned, and strategized. He studied markets, products, ideas. He built his knowledge and his leverage. Most people underestimate the power of a single hour, but multiply it 5 days a week, 260 hours a year. That's enough time to launch a product, start a side business, learn a skill that earns you more than a paycheck. He became patient with results. He didn't expect overnight success, but he trusted the process. That quiet hour became a fortress of growth, an engine of wealth, a place where dreams met action. And here's the truth. Wages make a living, profits make a fortune, and profits are built when you dedicate focused, uninterrupted time to growth. While the world sleeps, scrolls, or distracts itself, he was building his future, and over time, that future became unstoppable. Every quiet hour stacked upon the last, every small effort compounded, every step forward built momentum. This was the hour that turned ordinary evenings into extraordinary opportunities. Chapter 11. The Relationship Hour. He realized that success isn't measured by money, skills, or accomplishments alone. It's measured by connection, by the lives you touch, by the relationships you build and nurture. So he carved out 1 hour each day for people who mattered. Not distractions, not casual acquaintances, but those who shared his life. Family, close friends, mentors. He didn't just sit in the same room, he was present, fully attentive, listening, laughing, sharing, supporting. The world taught him to rush past relationships, to focus on work, on screens, on endless lists. But he learned that presence is powerful. Even a single hour of undivided attention can build trust, break barriers, and deepen bonds. He saw the effects almost immediately. Walls began to fall, trust grew, love multiplied, connection strengthened. No fancy trips, no expensive dinners, no grand gestures, just 1 hour of intention, 1 hour devoted to others, 1 hour invested in the people who mattered most. And he discovered a profound truth. Relationships are the safety net in life's storms. Money can't hug you, success can't console you, but love, trust, and connection will. He treated the hour like gold, scheduled it, protected it, committed to it. And slowly, that hour transformed him. He became not just a stronger person in business and health, but a better human being. Because presence creates power, connection creates resilience, and love creates legacy. This was the relationship hour, the hour that ensured he never walked alone, the hour that anchored his life amidst chaos. Chapter 12. Stacking the Hours. Small discipline became a new identity. He stopped waiting. He started building. 1 hour at a time. When 1 hour creates a new you, you don't change your life in one moment. You change it one consistent hour at a time. Control the hour, control the day, shape the future. If you want stories that don't just motivate, but transform, subscribe to Historiq Offical. This isn't just content, this is mindset.